Hola amigos, this is Witt with PregarU. Today we're at UCLA talking to college students and on Olvera Street talking to Hispanics in honor of Halloween and to see if my outfit is offensive. Dang it. Would you guys like to chat with us today? No?
Appropriation.
That's what we want to talk to you about. Hola. You find my outfit offensive?
Yeah.
You find it offensive? Do you find it offensive?
Maybe a little.
Do you think my outfit is offensive?
Are you Mexican?
No.
Yes.
I think it reaffirms stereotypes that are offensive to people.
You think people really think Mexican people are like this and carry around marachas?
No, I don't think people actually think that.
Do you find my outfit offensive?
Yes. Yeah.
Why?
Because it's not your culture.
Cultural appropriation? Why do you say that?
Because you're not, like, Mexican.
You think Mexican food is like cultural appropriation?
No.
Someone else's culture that we've kind of taken. Is this cultural appropriation?
You're so sweet.
No comment.
You don't really understand what their culture means and what it means to wear these things, like the hats and the maracas. You know, you sort of have to understand where all of this comes from for it to not be cultural appropriation.
It's not yours.
Can I just ask you, do you like my costume?
I like your mustache.
Do you?
Mostly.
Does my outfit offend you?
You look no. You look nice.
Thank you. Do you like my costume?
Yes.
Does it offend you?
Es ofensivo.
No.
No, nothing. That's good.
Sí. Mi guapo?
This is
Beautiful. Acabo. Are you guys insulting me?
No, it's not.
Insulting me in Spanish? Do you like my outfit?
Oh yeah, it's awesome.
Does my outfit offend you?
No, not at all.
Some people get offended by what I'm wearing.
No, it's not. It's not offensive. I think it's you're in the right atmosphere.
Lo único dice de mostacho, no original.
No original. Do you know who sold me this?
No idea.
Mexicans.
Oh, really?
And so you're white and you get offended, but then Mexican people who sold me this and made me this don't get offended.
It's that, yes.
Seems kind of weird, doesn't it?
I love it, actually.
You think it's offensive?
No, not at all.
Some people get really offended by this. Why do you think that is?
I don't know, just you're not Mexican, so people think that you have to be Mexican to wear that.
I'm celebrating Mexico.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Are you Mexican?
I am.
See?
And I'm not wearing it.
See? Well, that's okay.
Yeah.
Maybe we should swap outfits.
Yeah, exactly.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage speaker and PregarU personality, Witt.
Gracias, mi amigos. Gracias. Thank you guys so much for being here. I was trying to get in today, and is someone saying, wait? We good? Oh, Witt, okay. It's confusing when you have a name alliteration. I was trying to get in today, and I'm trying to go backstage to get in. I'm like, hey, I'm one of the speakers. They're like, wait, you're not black. I'm like, I know. I'm the token white guy, okay? Please, it's cold out here. Just let me in. No, but I truly am honored to be here and speak at all of Candace's BLEXIT events. It's really amazing. And to see all of you guys here, thank you. You guys deserve a round of applause, too. You especially deserve that because I was at the Women's March yesterday in Los Angeles. The things I do for you guys. The things I do. And nothing makes me happier to be a conservative when I go to that march and I see an overweight, naked feminist with a free the nipple sign. That'll make you a conservative real quick. I'll say that. But I've been going to these marches. I've been going to the Women's March for 3 years. I guess you could say I'm a diehard women's marcher. And every year it's the same, where I go and I talk to these people. And I say, you know, what are you doing here? Why are you marching? Why are you protesting? And say, oh, you know, I want to have an abortion at 9 months. Or I love illegal immigrants. Or I'm fighting for all the people who couldn't be here today. I'm like, fighting for all the people who couldn't be here today? What do you mean? They're like, well, you know, all the minorities in America who are being oppressed and couldn't make it to this march today. Trump is oppressing them. And And I'm just like, maybe they just don't want to come to your stupid march. That's what's really going on. But as you can see from this video that I just played, the left thinks they get to dictate how minorities think and feel when they're supposed to be offended. They would probably call these Mexicans token Mexicans. They have internalized racism. One of the stupidest things I've ever heard. We live in a culture and a society where outrage has become a recreational pastime. This is what a Native American, a Navajo, when I went to the Navajo Indian Reservation in Window Rock, Arizona, told me. I did another video for Thanksgiving last year where I went to California State University, Northridge. I dressed up as a Native American. I had a friend with me, Black Mike. He was a black pilgrim. And yeah. Go watch the video, you'll see, it's very funny. Anyway, we go there and we're trying to do a nice Thanksgiving video. I have pumpkin pie, I'm giving it out to people, we're asking people what they're thankful for. And if you know California, you know those things can't go unheard from the left. And so they came and completely destroyed everything we were doing on campus. They yelled death threats at me, they cursed at me, they destroyed my outfit and threw it off, and then they chased us off campus, you know? And that was a very strange thing for me, you know, very, very strange. And so I wanted to put these ideas to the test, the things that they were calling me, a racist, horrible person. Am I really a racist? Maybe. I'm a straight white male in America. I mean, that's what I've been told. So I decided to put it to the test, and so I went to the Navajo Indian Reservation in Window Rock, Arizona, 900 miles outside of Los Angeles, and I asked them the same questions. And what you would find is it's incredible. It's my favorite video I've ever done. Not one of them was offended by cultural appropriation. Not one of them thought the Washington Redskins name was offensive. And not one of them wanted other people to get offended for them on their behalf. And that was, yeah. It was truly an amazing moment. It's not cultural appropriation, it's cultural appreciation. That is what we're doing. And so nowadays, you see with these college students, they're going to college and they're coming out stupider. Is stupider a word? Did I make myself sound stupider by saying that? I was just there 2 years ago, so I know exactly what it's like at these university campuses. These virtue signaling academics are teaching young people how terrible America is, how horrible white people are, and they teach them that being triggered is the norm and that it's a shame to celebrate anyone else's culture. But what does all this mean? All these white leftists getting offended, people getting offended. There goes my note. It really means that white leftists are the most racist people in America. They think that their virtue signaling antics are helping minorities, but in reality, it undermines them. Black people aren't asking you to get offended for them. You're doing it for yourself and so that other people around you will think that you're woke. But let me tell you something, white leftists. There is nothing woke about claiming you care about the feelings of black people when you then go around and advocate for the same programs and policies that have kept black people down in America for decades. You know, you think about something like affirmative action, which sounds great on paper, right? But affirmative action is racist all the way through. It basically says, oh, black people, Hispanics, they're not as smart as white people, so we need to give them a leg up so that they can succeed. Is that not racism? Basically, right now, but you know why they can't get into these positions that the white people are in other positions? Because of the oppression that the left has put on them for the last 60 years. You fix the schools in these communities and you fix the welfare state, you won't need affirmative action anymore. It'll all be evened out. You know, a study actually came out where they showed how leftists talk to minorities. And then they also did the same thing with conservatives. And they find that they actually dumb down their speech to talk to minorities. They dumb down their speech. Think about someone like AOC who goes on and talks to, you guys saw that, or Hillary Clinton, you know. Hillary Clinton, what's one thing you always keep in your purse? Hot sauce, right? Hot sauce? Always, of course, right? Makes absolutely no sense. She is pandering. People like Hillary Clinton, who have put her own wealth and fortune above the plight of African Americans for decades, don't suddenly get a free pass because they say they keep hot sauce in their purse. It's disrespectful and honestly it's pretty insulting. But you know how conservatives talk to minorities? Just like they talk to everybody else. You know, I haven't always been a conservative, no way. When I was in high school, I worked for a Democrat senator, mostly to impress this girl who I knew. But I was also on the left. I thought Obama was pretty cool. So shows how smart I was then. But everything changed when I went into college. Went to college in Colorado. I was an English major, worthless degree. And I remember I'm sitting in my intro to sociology class, and there's this black girl sitting next to me, and my TA says, she points at me and she says, "You are oppressing the girl next to you because of the color of your skin." And the black girl, she like looks at me and she's like, "I don't know what's going on. This is really awkward for me," you know? And I'm thinking in my head, I'm like, I don't feel like I'm oppressing this girl. And she doesn't feel like she's being oppressed, but this white TA at a $50,000 a year university gets to tell me that I'm oppressing someone. You know, this is how you create a victim culture in America. You know, I told the New York Times this exact same story that I just told you guys right now. If you didn't see, myself and PregarU were on the cover of the New York Times last week. No big deal, you know, just front page New York Times. But I told them this exact same story, and they got something else out of it that you guys probably didn't get. You know, they dedicated an entire line that said, "He did not graduate from college." They used this as a means to shame me, when in reality, me dropping out of college was the best decision that I ever made. They also tried to say that I was lonely and I was frustrated, and I saw these bright graphics from Prager University videos, and then I became a conservative, right? The way they make it sound makes it seem like I was radicalized by conservative views. But here's the truth. Conservative values, conservative ideas didn't radicalize me. Conservative values and ideas set me free. And that changed everything for me. But I realized once I started becoming a conservative in college is that these ideas, these values that I had, I've always had them, I just didn't know it. I just didn't know. And this is the same with most people. You are born a conservative, you are taught to be a leftist. A little while ago, I've told this story before, but a little while ago, I was in an Uber in Los Angeles. I was in a suit, I looked nice. I was going to give a speech. My Uber driver, she's a Hispanic woman, and she's like, "Oh, you look nice. Like, what do you do? What are you going to do?" I'm like, "Oh, I'm like a political personality." She's like, "Oh my God, that's so great that we have young people getting Trump out of office. Thank you." And it's like, yeah, dude, for sure. But, you know, I don't usually talk politics with my Uber drivers because I find out, you know, who I voted for, and it's one wrong turn off Mulholland, one less than me. But I did, because I was going to an event and getting motivation, help warm me up. And I found when I talked to her that she was against the welfare state, she was against affirmative action, she believed in fathers in the homes, and she was a school teacher when she wasn't a Uber driver, and she didn't want them putting transgender bathrooms inside of the elementary school that she worked at. And it was like every single value that this woman had was a conservative value. We agreed on pretty much everything. But she hated conservatives. And that's what's going on in America right now. That is our greatest thing, is to wake people up to the fact that you are a conservative, you just don't know it, and you have been completely brainwashed by the mainstream media and universities. You know, the main message that I want to get across to everyone today is that these white leftists and politicians who claim to have your best interests at heart don't care about you. And that's a really sad thing. You know, they claim that they champion your struggles and your issues, but they know nothing about what's going on in your communities. They've been using minorities for votes for far too long, and it's time to end that. But you know who does care? Conservatives. Conservatives care because they understand that when you succeed, everyone succeeds. Conservatives are the party of America, the party of patriotism. So they realize that the only way for America to be the best is for everyone living in it to be the best. You know, I'll end with this, is that you guys have been here, heard some amazing speakers. You know, I'm the last speaker, and I'm white. It's a little racism from Candace Owens here, so I'll talk to her later about it, no problem. But you guys heard some amazing speakers, learned a lot. But why would you even be here today if you're not going to take that information that you've learned and spread it around everywhere in your communities and everywhere that you go? There is no point. I live in California. Any Californians in here? Don't cheer. That is the wrong thing to do, okay? I live in Hollywood, California, and I can't even tell you what it's like there. I walk outside my apartment, there's people smoking crack, there's poop, there's needles. And this isn't exaggeration, this is real. How expensive everything is, the traffic, well, I'm going to tell you. Well, personally, I'm there because I want to fix it. I live in a place where I want to make changes there. And this is what I'm talking about, that California has become the way that it is because of liberal policies, of left-wing policies, but it's also because conservatives have stood by while these things dominate their state and take over. They haven't done anything. They've capitulated to the left. And this is what we can't do. If you're in North Carolina, you want to see North Carolina look like Hollywood, California? I don't think so. You have to stand up for your values wherever you go. Never sacrifice your values for anyone or anything. You know, I get a lot of the things that I talk about from Dennis Prager. You know, obviously PregarU, he's my mentor. And he talks about the 9th commandment. The 9th commandment to me basically means to tell the truth, right? And with this, I think about some of the worst atrocities that have happened over the last 200 years. Slavery, Nazis, communism, and all of these things are based on lies. You know, slavery, black people are inferior to white people, Nazis, Jews are inferior, communism, I mean, they had to name their newspaper Pravda, so you can kind of see how that is. But I believe that these people, you could take a Nazi in Nazi Germany in the 1940s, and I'm sure that there were some who were good people in their communities, that were good to their families, were good to their wives and their children, but they were doing evil, horrible things. They had been convinced that the evil, horrible things that they were doing were actually good. And this is what's going on in this country right now with leftism, is that these people who are leftists and convincing people of their leftist ideas are doing evil things, believe evil things that they think are actually good. And that's what we have to change. What defines every American is not the color of their skin, but it's the ideas that they hold. And the left, in a constant struggle to manipulate these ideas, wants to destroy America and keep minorities down forever. It's up to all of us to change that. Thank you, everyone.